Welcome to the Eye Experts. I'm Dr. Eli Sluch, and today I wanted to share this cool traumatic cataract. So if you look at this cataract, it looks like the lens is just hanging somewhere in the middle with some zonules. So it looks very scary. So first I put some Viscoat in just to see how the zonules look. They felt fine, so then I decided to put some Trypan under the Viscoat. In retrospect, it may have been better to put Trypan in first, but I just was afraid there was not enough zonular support. So I put Trypan in, it stains the capsule a little bit. So then I wash out some BSS, start making my main incision, and then we're going to proceed with the capsular rhexis. I did the partial cut down first just in case I needed to suture it to provide more wound integrity. So there I go, and put a little bit more Viscoat and get that air bubble out so I can see better. And there I go with the cystotome, and I start poking a hole into the interior capsule. Got the hole, everything is working, got the Utratus in there. It's a little hard to see, but I can see it fairly well in the microscope. Then I go all the way around, and there I succeed in making my capsular rhexis. So since I'm afraid, I'm going to put some capsular hooks in. So these are the chain capsular hooks, and they're long and broad, and they just hold the capsule intact, so if there's not enough support to the lens, it just provides more support to it. So I decided to put 3 in. It looked nice and symmetric, so I didn't feel like I needed 4. So you basically put the hooks in, you put the paddle underneath the anterior capsule, and then tighten them up to have the support. Once I have all 3 of my hooks in, that's when I'm going to start removing the actual lens material. Fortunately, this is a young patient, so I wanted to try to just go in with the INA unit to just suck it out, hopefully not need to use any phaco. So there I go with the INA unit. It's a silicone tip. Again, for safety, just put a tip down and I start aspirating the lens material. And it's working. The lens is getting sucked out, so I'm basically just starting to bowl it out at this point. I did not feel like it was safe enough to do hydrodissection, so the lens is stuck on a little bit to the capsular bag. So I'm doing my little bowl, taking the lens material out of the center. Everything is going really well so far. The hooks are holding the lens well, and just making basically a bigger and bigger hole, waiting for that lens material to collapse. When I go sub-incisionally, I start taking the subincisional cortex out, and right there I noticed something interesting. I've realized that my bag actually extends past the cataract border that I originally saw. Because if you remember the original video, you can see that that's a big circle inside the lens. But once I started taking the cataract out, it looks like the very peripheral edge of the cataract actually didn't undergo any color changes. So I'm actually extremely happy right now. I've realized that my capsular support situation is actually much better than I thought it would be. Because right now, once I get the lens out, you can see that the bag is actually pretty good. I don't see any loose zonules anywhere. Right there at 3 o'clock you see a white spot. That's actually a corneal scar, so that's not part of the cataract. So there I decided to put a lens in the bag. So there we go. I put the lens in. It looks pretty good. I'm going to take the hooks out. So I've always been taught that you're supposed to take the hooks out through the main incision. So the first 2 hooks I go in and I pull them out through the main incision. So the first one, there goes the second one. I had some trouble getting the 3rd hook out, so what I decided to do for the 3rd hook, I was just trying to remove it through the side port like I do with the iris hooks, and it worked really well. So since this video, I've been just taking them out that way. So now we're just going to aspirate the Viscoat out. Again, check for lens stability. Lens jumped a little bit right there after I took the Viscoat out, but I think that was just again because I had Viscoat in the eye. I put some eye coal in later. The pupil looked great, and post-operatively there was no vitreous in the AC, so it was just some Viscoat jumping. Hydrate the wounds, including the side ports, and I am all done. Great case.